What's up, folks? David Soto Jr. here, and this is the David Soto Jr. podcast. What's up, folks? Welcome to the David Soto Jr. podcast. I am your host, David Soto Jr., and coming to you from town and country, Missouri. I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere, not yet. That's a whole nother story that I'll get to eventually. But yes, I will be heading back to Colorado soon, probably September 1st. Today I want to talk about a couple different topics. I posted on Instagram what should I talk about, and I got some suggestions. And I'm not sure. I'm just going to answer these questions or address these topics right off the cuff. Like, yeah, I know what they were, but I haven't really thought about my answer. So one suggestion was the end of van life. Well, the end of van life. What should I talk about? And here's what I've decided, or what I've come to. When people ask me, when people used to ask me, do you see an end or what's next? And I used to say, what's next is a bigger van. Like, I do not mind this life at all, one bit. The only thing that bothers me is that I started this whole thing in this 2003 GMC Safari, which is a great vehicle, but I'm 6'7", and I didn't realize how much time I'm actually going to spend in this thing, and how hard it is to not be sitting up, how hard it is to not be able to stand, and how much it sucks to not be able to cook. So I told people that I wanted to upgrade, probably get a Dodge Sprinter, Mercedes Sprinter, and customize it, get the extra tall top so that I can stand up, cook dinner in it, sit up, all the things that I miss. Right? The only thing I miss about putting my life into this tiny little van is those things: being able to stand up, and being able to cook, and being able to sit up. So I did not have an end date in mind. I kind of felt that some significant event had to happen, though. So I have been writing. I started writing when I bought the van. A couple of things here and there. I kind of thought I would write a book about my adventures on the road, although I did not know exactly what it would entail. I thought it would be like me traveling to all these cool places and meeting cool people and meeting lots of women, and it's not the case. That didn't happen. So what happened in the meantime, during the trip, is I had this, like, what I've been calling an introspective journey. Right, I've learned a lot about myself, and so as I went through these couple years, I wrote articles and published them, and blog posts and stuff for the Good Men Project, and stuff that hasn't been published, experiences and thoughts. And they're not necessarily about the road. They were about me and what I was going through. So I have a collection of like 60,000 words that can be put into a book just about van life. The problem is I didn't have an ending. There was no ending in sight, and I needed something, that significant event that would bring me out of van life. Well, that significant event has happened. This is it. Getting back together with you-know-who. I'm still going to call her you-know-who for a while, though I don't call her that to her face. Getting back together with you-know-who has changed my life, and for the first time in 2.5 years, gave me the desire to stop living in a van. And it's not necessarily because she doesn't want to, but everything that comes with being in a relationship and being a couple, you can't have in a van. I know there may be a few people who think that you can because you see them online, but they're probably lying. I don't know anybody who has sustained a relationship. That's why I made a podcast called The Truth About Vanlife. That's one of the things. I was fooled. I thought I could meet somebody and we would drive around the country in my van or whatever, and it's not the case. So maybe a weekend trip, maybe a week-long trip, maybe a month-long trip, but to have a relationship with someone and be in a van, I don't think is likely. I don't know anybody who's actually done it. Personally, know somebody who's actually been able to sustain that. And I just want everything that comes with a relationship, all the coming home, pulling up in a driveway, or cooking dinner, or tending to the garden, or I don't know, right? Having a bedroom. So the decision was not hard. And when I started, when the possibility of getting back together with who came about, my desire to continue to live in a van just went away. Like it was just my feeling. My feelings up until this event was gonna upgrade, gonna stay in a van, gonna maybe find some work and then have some money and then upgrade and get a bigger van and then continue on. And the thought never even crossed my mind until this significant event. So the good thing is I have an ending to my Vanlife book. I have something to write about and I gotta get to work. I've been spending a lot of time helping who pack up his house and move because he sold his house and we're moving. Hopefully to Colorado, we're not sure. So I hope that covers the end of van life. It's just not that hard. I mean, the decision is made. I'm ready to do it. I have no regrets. I like my van though, especially that now I'm part of a family that has two 100-pound dogs. Gonna be perfect. It's gonna be weird not having my stuff with me 24 hours a day, but what are you gonna do? The other topic that was brought up was podcasting and why do you do it? Okay, the easy answer as to why do I podcast is because I'm trying to get exposure, right? I want to sell 1 million books. So hopefully people like what I talk about or they listen to me and they're like, oh, well, this guy's an author. Maybe I'll read one of his books, blah, blah, blah. Building an audience, blah, blah, blah. I guess that's a practical side to why I podcast. The real reason why I podcast is I like the outlet. I'm obviously a talker. I obviously am not afraid to be on camera or on mic. I can speak better, like off the cuff, and maybe that's different. Maybe that's good for writing, but I think I can just ramble on and talk about a topic a lot easier than I could actually write about it. And I've always thought that. So I don't. That's why a lot of times I would say something like, "Let me call you on the phone," or instead of this email, or what like instead of writing, I would always talk to people. So I think that this is a better outlet for me than writing. I don't know if I'll ever stop writing, but I like it. I love it. I enjoy it. And I think I'm a good little storyteller. So I'm going to keep it up. But as far as I think, writing fiction, I really enjoy that. I really enjoy it. And I still have more coming. But I still want to be a public speaker. I still want to travel and get paid to talk to audiences. And I don't know what I would talk about, but I can talk about anything, really. So that's why I choose podcasting. I enjoy it. Although it's hard and I don't know what I'm going to do about not I mean, I still have the van, but I don't know if I'll be podcasting from a van all the time now. Though I will not have. Ooh, I might have to batch some podcasts when we travel because I don't think I'm taking the van. I got to figure that out. There's some shit I got to figure out, folks. Shit I got to figure out. Somebody asked me to talk about mental health. I think I talk about mental health all the time. I think this entire podcast is mostly about mental health. Mine, specifically. So, I don't know. I'm not an expert at anything. I just know what I go through. I just know what I experience. Especially with, I don't know if you hear Zoe or not, but she's barking. And she's a problem child. And it's not her fault. She didn't know I'm recording a podcast. All right? So, as far as mental health goes, I try to talk about stuff I know and stuff I experience, which is the same thing, one and the same. Like I don't know if I can necessarily talk about anybody else's mental health but my own. The good thing is that maybe it's relatable and maybe it can help others. But if you do happen to have a specific thing that you want me to talk about, if I can, I will. So hey, message me and let me see what you want information on, and I'll see what I can do as far as relating to it, doing some research or what have you. But essentially, again, my entire podcast seems to be mostly about mental health. From someone who's suffered from or had issues or has issues. The last topic is I don't know how to answer this, but I'm gonna put it up there. When I asked what I should talk about, this person responded, "What it feels like to be in love." I guess a lot of people who follow me know my situation. I've written a poem, which is super weird, but I wrote a poem kind of about it, and that kind of went popular. I'm not going to say viral because it's nowhere near viral, but that was like one of the most read things that I ever wrote, and I just didn't even know what I was writing there. I just put my thoughts down, and so many emotions went through when this whole thing started over again. But what is it like? What does it feel like? Come on. Don't we all know what it feels like to be in love? The problem is I think we all know what it feels like to be in love. I think we've all felt it. If you haven't, sorry. Keep trying. But I'm pretty sure that you have. What does it feel like? And I'm not sure I know what it feels like because I have to tell you, I've been in love for 15 years. How do I know what it feels like to not? I don't know what it feels like to not be in love anymore. Right? I can't tell you. Somewhere around the age of 28, 29, I fell in love with this woman, and I haven't not been in love with her. And then, yes, a lot of years passed, and yes, there were women that I was, other women that I loved in between there. But this love never went away. Never, never, never went away. So I don't. How do I? How can I compare it? Like, it's just something you'll never question. You'll never question it, and that's why my last podcast was like, love is not enough, because once it's there, you'll never question it. The problem comes when you start having doubts and doubting every other emotion that you feel. Or maybe not even doubting it, but it's the other emotions that can fuck up the love, right? Especially when it comes to uh, insecurity, low self esteem, anger, um, self sabotage. There's a lot of people out there who don't think they deserve love, and when they feel it, they get scared. They really think they don't deserve it, and so they sabotage their relationship. What does it feel like to be in love? It feels great. What doesn't feel great is all that other shit, right? Jealousy, insecurity, having expectations of your partner, and them not. The worst thing you can do is have expectations of your partner, because guess what's going to happen? They're not going to fulfill them. And then what? Then you're going to resent this person because he or she did not live up to your needs, your expectations. It's a good way to fuck up a relationship. Is to try to control somebody's behavior. And do you try to do that because you're self-sabotaging? Do you have these expectations so that that person can fail, and so that you can blame the the, the breakup or the failed relationship on them? Deep, son, deep. What does it feel like to be in love? Ask yourself that question. And then ask yourself, do you love yourself? Do you love yourself? What does it feel like to be in love? Love yourself first, and then answer your own damn question, right? You should know what it feels like to be in love, because you should love your goddamn self. How about that? Just came up with that. Love your goddamn self first. It's deep. It's deep shit. Anyways, folks, I got coffee waiting for me in this house. In my house. Do, 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 do. And I got some dogs to pet, and some reading to do, and writing to do, and I got all kinds of stuff. And I got shit to pack. We gotta pack shit. Get out of here. And I need to write this story. This story. Fairy tale ending, son. Fairy tale ending, and look, I'm not about fairy tales. Fuck fairy tales. I hate fairy tales. Bullshit. The prince comes in and saves the beautiful, blah blah blah. But, and so does you know who. She's not into the whole fairy tale happy ending thing. Doesn't believe in it. But I'll be goddamn if we have one. It's nuts. I want to write this story. I'm going to write this story. All right, folks, I appreciate you tuning in. Check me out on Twitter at David E. Soto Jr., Jr. for Junior. On Instagram at David E. Soto Jr. They're both the same. Follow me on both. Shit. My website is davidsotorights.com. I'm kind of messing around. I put some stuff in there. I don't know. I've been writing, putting some stuff on Medium. So medium.com / or something, David Soto Jr. Just look up David Soto Jr. And why did I say Junior instead of Junior? I don't know. It's fun. Come on. Have a little fun. Shit. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you very much. See you next time.